100th, 200th, both?
100 at the club. Yeah, it's taken us time. It's been a bit of a journey, but I was thinking about today, 100 games at 2 clubs. It means my son gets a good choice ahead of him. So see where we are in the time that comes. But yeah, it's a big achievement for myself and my family, that's for sure.
Which way are you pushing him, Blues or Lions?
At the moment, I do love Brisbane. So if we're staying up here, I'll try and keep him away from the NRL because he's one of those type of kids. But yeah, I'll probably stay up here, I reckon.
I was going to say, it gets no easier this weekend, especially when you're down on personnel. You've lost 2 hands.
Yeah, we have. This season's a bit up and downs. We expect we're going to have injuries, possibly soft tissues, and an unfortunate one with McStay. But we pride ourselves on the depth we have at the club, and we know we can fill those positions when they're called on. So I'm looking forward to whoever comes up and takes those roles. We know that they've been playing some good footy against some AFL teams in the reserve. So they're ready to go, and whoever comes up will play their roles for sure.
Do you know who's coming in?
No, not really. It's been a bit of a short turnaround this week, so we're getting prepared for those 5 and 4 day turnarounds. But we had a review this morning, and we'll go to our Oppo preview tonight. So do that via Zoom, and we'll go from there. But I know there's a little bit of chat who might come in, but wait for the cockroaches to let us know.
Do you feel for McStay? I mean, he hit him in the head, but also it was such a short period of time in the incident itself, and it almost looked like Jeddah also led with his head as well. Do you feel for him getting a 2-game ban for that? I do feel for Macca, but at the same time we've got to protect the player with the ball. We've been told not to lead with their head, and in some cases a lot of players do to try and get a free kick. This situation has happened a few times this year, and there hasn't been any suspensions. So in Macca's case, he should feel a little bit flat with it, but you know he'll cop it. It's the kind of player he is, and thankfully for us, we got a short turnaround for 2 games, so he won't miss too long of footy. Only 2 weeks, not 14 or 18 days. So we're looking forward to getting him back. But it is what it is. We can't change the decision from the match review. We just have to cop it.
He leaves a bit of a hole up front, doesn't he?
He does. We also got some tall timber that can come in Sam Skinner, who really impressed in the pre-season before he hurt his ankle. We have Tom Fullerton, the NBL player that has been in for a few years now. He's been on leaps and bounds. So we've got a few tall targets up there, and Colin Bellenden as well. He can play that role as well. So we're looking forward to whoever puts a hand up and gets picked, because they'll come in and just provide a contest for us.
And Richie's a big loss, not just if he misses this game, but because of the short turnaround and hamstrings. You don't want to take too much. You don't want to risk those. But 3 games in sort of 9 days, he might miss 3. What would normally maybe be a 1-game miss, he might miss 3.
As I said for Archie, with the 2-week suspension for Macca, it's only 2 quick games. But for Richie, it's 3 weeks, which is a kind of big one for him. But that's soft tissue injuries at the moment. They're happening around all the league, and I reckon we've got the best medico team in the country, especially in the AFL, and we won't rush Richie. He's a very important player to us, and he's going to be very important down the stretch of the last few games. So when he comes back, he'll be ready. We're not going to rush, as we said. We've just got a few players who can play his role. We've got Witherden, who's there, who's ready to put his hand up, and we also have Noah as well, who can come in and play that role.
How much of a change will it be, Robbo? You've been so settled over 2 or 3 years, really, and now you've got Archie Smith came in for Steph last week. Now you've got a couple more changes. Like, I know you've got depth, but how much will it take adjusting to a few new faces in there? Yeah,
the players will come in, know their role, and will perform their role. This season's about adapting. We've tried to do the best we can. We've played games away, played games at Metricon, and we played a couple here as well. So it's not going to be anything new to those boys. The people that come in know their role and they'll play it. It's a bit of a 1 week at a time type answer there, but literally the blokes will come in. They don't have to do anything special. We'll just play their role like the other guys were doing, and we'll go from there. But obviously, big loss of Richie and whoever misses this week. But the blokes that come in will play that role for sure.
Charlie Cameron looks like he might stay with the club long term now. How big would that be for you guys?
We love Charlie. We got him here for the reason that he's playing so well, playing great footy. His energy, his bubble around the club which is kind of overshadows me a little bit, because I try and base my game off being the funny guy and up and about, but he takes that cake. So we would love to have him here as long as he can. Obviously, it's his decision towards the back end of his contract, but from being pretty close with him, I haven't heard anything about him going to Melbourne, so I don't know where it's come from, but we would love to have him here for the rest of his career, and he's been a great player for us already, and we know what he's worth, and so does him and his management.
What are you expecting from the Dons? I mean, the injury ravaged at the moment. They're missing a bunch of players. A lot of people would probably be writing them off, but we often see that makes teams play better.
Yeah, teams play a lot better when everyone thinks that they're out of it, but we know Essendon and we know what they're worth. They're a very, very good team. Their ball use off the back line is probably the best in the AFL, the way they move from one end to the other. So we're not going to go into this game thinking it's going to be an easy, because there's no easy games at the moment. It's probably the most even the competition has been this year, I reckon. You saw with Port Adelaide the other night, if you think that you got a game, then it can just be taken away from you straight away. So any team can win at the moment. That's the beauty of the competition, and we're looking forward to a big contest versus Essendon.
You're a Tassie boy. News the other day that maybe you're not going to Tasmania. You'd be gutted about that one.
I am. I've already told the parents because they can't fly up for this weekend's game, unfortunately. So when I saw that we were going to go play down in Blunston Arena, I was actually had a big grin. But yeah, the word is that you might not go down there, but hopefully we do get a few games down there, because it's probably it's a pretty very safe place. We're moated by water, so I think that no coronavirus is getting down there, that's for sure.
So you get to put the pressure on the Premier down there to let AFL games go in?
If you're watching, please let Brisbane come down. It'd be very, very good to get a similar Tassie family.
I was just saying, on your own journey, Mitch, like, you must be proud to make 200 games, and 6 years ago you were delisted, and now you've made a new career for yourself. Like, you must be proud when you look back on that.
Yeah, 100%, and I owe Brisbane a lot of that. Obviously the Blues gave me my first shot at AFL, and that didn't go as planned, but Greg Swan and the Brisbane Footy Club gave me my lifeline, and I and I owe a lot to them with that. So it's a big achievement for myself and my family, and I owe a lot to the Robinson names and my partner Emma, who's been there through thick and thin. So I've got a lot to owe the club, and hopefully we get to the finals again, and I can try and repay them some faith that they showed me. So yeah, it's been a journey, but my body and my mind feels very, very fit and good at the moment. So we'll see how we go.
Can you just elaborate on your relationship with Swanee a little bit? Because he's sort of been the constant through your whole career.
Yeah.
You talk about showing faith. He was obviously like a driving force to get you here. Can you tell me a bit about your relationship with him? Yeah,
just from the get-go, when I first got to the Blues, he was always showed faith in me in getting games under my belt and making sure that I was getting contract deals with the Blues. And when he left, it kind of put a bit of sour taste in the mouth. And then when I got the opportunity to come up here, he vouched for me. So I wouldn't be at Brisbane if it wasn't for Swanee, and I owe a lot to him and his family, Leone and the kids, and they've been great for me and throughout. So yeah, if it wasn't for Swanee, I wouldn't be, that's for sure.
And why do you think you're a better player now?
Just maturity, understanding when it gets taken away from you, that you don't always get that second chance, and when you do get that chance, to take it with both hands. And obviously my partner and my kids have been a driving factor in the way I play my football and live my life these days. So lots changed since I was a 24-year-old at the Colton Footy Club. You probably see a bit of a different person, more tattoos and stuff up here, but hopefully a bit more mature, that's for sure.
The coach was saying yesterday that the Bombers play similar to the Demons.
Yep.
What did you guys learn from the last quarter on Sunday that you should do this week?
It was more about composure with the ball. We had the game. We thought not tucked away, but we thought we could use the ball a bit better, and take a bit of time out of the game, and keep it in our forward half, use it territory battle. So we rushed ourselves a lot with ball in hand, and it looked like we're trying to win it off a lot of possessions that we had when we didn't have to try and do that. So that's going to happen. We've still got a young list, and we're learning these ways where not trying to save the game, but just having more composure with the ball in hand going forward, because we had a lot of costly turnovers that resulted in goals for them that they probably shouldn't have got, and made it a lot closer than it was. But in the last 2-3 minutes of the game, we composed ourselves, held the ball, moved the way that we know how to do, and that will come in time, but we'll definitely learn from that, and in case we get in that situation again.
Just a quick one. Snakes and ladders on the ladder. Like we just saw last night, you can jump from the ninth
Yeah.
to the third. So if a hiccup, you could be sliding right out of the
Yeah, that's what I was touching on. It's a very even competition, and the teams that are just outside the 8, they can jump right up there if they win a couple of games in a row. So you can't take the foot off the pedal at all this season. That's what I mean. Is in terms of 17-game season, anyone can finish anywhere. So pretty much have to take a week at a time, as I say all the time. But that's pretty much our motto, and just try and get as many wins as you can, and hopefully be around there at the point end of the season. But there's some good teams that are in the 8 at the moment that can definitely bring it home, and everyone talks about Richmond not being the best that they can be, but they'll be there in the end. I can tell you that much, because they'll find a way for sure.
Has there been extra work on
goal kicking, but
yeah.
It seems to be a factor in some games, but we definitely are. We've been practicing a lot, and that's been throughout that course with Fags and the coaches at the moment, it's not just we're missing goals to start doing that in practice. We've been doing it for a long time. Just some blokes aren't taking their shots at goal and converting, but we're not trying to miss goals. We're trying to kick them. So I think it's just maybe going through some actions and under pressure as well and fatigue. So we'll keep training it as we have been, and hopefully it turns around for us.